Back to the final video in this characters series where I'll be going for the greater victory achievement. So everything is all in order. We've got our golem here. Bartham, the bear, is in the golem. I happen to have a warden friend here. Just quickly go over everything, both for your sake and my own. Make sure everything's in order. We're going to be starting Reclamation quest using the flamethrower build. So here's our basic flamethrower. Currently wearing one of the Circle of Lights from one of the Girsh Nephilim. The high energy thermocask will help our flamethrower do more damage and more quickly incinerate our enemies. And then we've got the spacer rifle and spacer pistol. If you've been following along, it's the same build I've been using so far throughout the game. We've got EMP grenades to remove reflective shielding from the Girsh at the end of this. And then later on, what we're going to do against the final Girsh, who is going to be extremely powerful because it has absorbed the abilities of all the other Girsh and needs to die very quickly. We're going to be using a phase conjugate handy nuke. So I've got 2 of those crafted up. I've got 2 throwing slots here. I think what I want to do maybe, let's do a little tinkering right now and make sure we're just really ready. I think what we want to do is we want to tinker our EMP grenade to be phase conjugated as well, at least some of them. Okay, I could do one. Let's see if I can do another one. And the idea will be that we're going to we're going to stay in phase because the enemy is omniphase, but we'll throw all of our grenades. They'll phase out and hit the enemy but not hurt us. So we'll throw 2 at once, basically. I just need a 3-bit here real quick. Probably get rid of this recoiler at this point. Seems fine. And then we'll tinker up another phase conjugate. Oh, that's right. Come to think of it, I don't need these to be phase conjugate. Okay, well, whatever. I've got this. We're good. So then what I'm going to do, I think, is we're going to use some of these metamorphic polygels here. And we're going to use them on these phase conjugated handy nukes. Because they take 8 bits. I found a few 8 bits by diving deep. I did that not on video. Found some antimatter cells, disassembled them for their 8 bits. That's where they came from. So I've got 4 more 8 bits here, as well as the 1 here. So I can make 2 more phase conjugated handy nukes that way. And I'm just going to use 1 more polygel on a handy nuke. So then we have 4 in inventory, which is probably enough. And then what we're going to do when we get past the first 4 basic bosses is we're going to switch into the Zetachrome Loon and take the flamethrower off. I'll go double of these circlets here. This particular one gives me all res. Do I have another one on me? I don't, do I? No, that's all right. The other thing I guess I could do, I've got a few more metamorphic polygels here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my Eater's Nectar Injector. And we might as well apply all of these. I've got a few Sphinx Salt Injectors, just in case things go south. So I've been putting my last few points into toughness just to give us more HP. So I think I'm going to keep doing that. Toughness up to a base of 26. We're at 275. I think I'm going to use 1 more gel. I'll keep 2 gels in case I need to make more Sphinx Salt Injectors or more grenades or something like that. One more toughness. We were at 275 health. Now we've gone up to 276. Is that right? That's not very good, is it? Okay. We're going to cook real quick as well. Cook from recipe. We're going to give a recipe that heals us, has a chance to heal us anyway, whenever you do fire damage. So since we're a fire damage based build, we'll go ahead and cook that. The idea is that we can top ourselves up anytime we deal damage with flamethrower. So for now, I guess I will carry an EMP in case we run into anything that needs it. We have stasis grenades, which will help us just in case the Girsh is about to hit us with lasers that we can't avoid for any reason. That could happen. So we can just stasis ourselves, basically. I've got a few other options like phase shifting, but that isn't going to be useful against the Girsh. It may be useful elsewhere. Shift myself out. I've also got injectors to shift myself. These ones, right? Yep. And then a number of healing options. And we do have the golem, but we're not going to be using it. So I'm expecting to do most of the damage myself. As a matter of fact, once we walk in here, I'm going to tell it to stay put so that it doesn't die. Here we go. All right, so we step in and don't immediately see enemies. I mean, these guys are enemies technically. Don't see a big bad one. Yeah, so I received the new quest. Golem doesn't seem to be following, which I suppose is fine. Just start lighting these guys up. Oh, there is a legendary here. I'm mostly worried about this confusion snail, actually. Let's check our legendary here. He has Crysteel, Longsword, Defoliant Grenade, which isn't scary. Nothing else here looks particularly dangerous. So really, we just got to watch out for that confusion snail in the background. So I'm going to try to step around corners and avoid snail until I can light this guy up. There we go. Vaporized him. 5-6 turns, maybe? Hey, it's a level up. Didn't get any skill points out of that. Or, not skill points, attributes. As for skills, we've got 198 SP. I don't know what we need it for, frankly. I think we've got everything we need. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it. Now we got to worry about this snail. So I'm going to sprint. Try to get around the corner before it confuses me. Okay, now I'm going to step. Oh, and he gets me right away. But I shook it off. Nice. So if we can light him up quickly and get him CC'd. Yep. So now we should be good. Tanky bugger, isn't he? There we go. He seemed more resilient to the fire than the legendary was. Okay, so these guys here are angry at me for some reason. Oh no, these ones aren't, but this one is. Did I hit him on accident, probably? Okay, we'll just avoid it. I bet the bears kill it for me. Meanwhile, we'll take this guy out. We do have a permanently on force bracelet, as you can probably tell, which is going to be really handy here. Okay, my warden friend came along with me. I used his body to make the golems, so I'm glad to see that I didn't have to bring the golem with me over here, actually. Looks like we have a sludge over here, so let's be careful. Sometimes these guys can carry some really dangerous stuff. It is hostile. Inky, dilute, inky, die sludge, so not scary. Worst part about it is the bear is charging in there. I didn't really want to kill the bear. So I think we'll just ignore that and keep moving. I think the bears can probably handle themselves at this point. Let's just check real quickly. Are the trees angry at me? They are, unfortunately. Just looking for our next legendary. There's 4 of them. They can be anywhere around this parsang. So this 3x3 area. Monkeys are fighting the trees down here, it looks like. I don't see any of our targets here. Do the monkeys hate us? I don't remember. Yes, okay. Okay, monkeys throwing stones. Not a big deal, just keep moving. Not seeing our targets. They're all going to be on the back side. That's usually how it goes for me. Or they'll be in Ezra, which would be even worse, of course. I'll come back around all the way around the map, and they'll be fighting 6 Shrew. Okay, we got some bears here. We've got some Templar. So we just got to find the legendary. I think since there's Templar at all, there's going to be a legendary. It looks like lasers, so that's probably the mech. I'll just got him on fire. Let the bear take him from there. Should be fine. Yep, it is indeed the mech. So the mech is by far the scariest of these first 4 enemies. And so because we have spare Sphinx Salt, I'm going to go ahead and use one. Just because he can jump on us pretty quickly and do a ton of damage. So otherwise, we're going to try to sneak over there. I'm actually going to sprint to get in close. Here we go. Light him up. Boy, can I hit him? I'm having trouble hitting the guy. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, he's plasmid and on fire. Got him. Just that easy. Nice. Did he vaporize? Sure, well, must have, right? I couldn't have possibly done enough damage. Ejects. Okay, all good. I only took a tiny bit of damage there. Welcome to the stream if you're just joining. We've started the Reclamation quest. We are 2 legendaries into the quest. That being the second and the one that we were most worried about. I popped a Sphinx Salt just in case, but we were all good. Looks like we got another set of lasers up here, another mech of some kind. So, yep, there it is. Much less scary, obviously, than the unique mech, but still got to be careful. They can shoot lasers through my shield. I just have a basic refractive cloak on here, which is 40% chance. And I also have light manipulation, which gives another 43% chance to reflect light-based damage. So a pretty good chance of avoiding these lasers, actually. I don't believe that works for the Girsh Nephilim's lasers, as a side note. It hasn't so far. The couple of times I've been hit by them, it doesn't appear to work. Ooh, what was that? Pretty big grenade there. I just took 79 damage from colliding with the force field. Unclear what that was. But anyway, got him down. We'll just heal up. Hey, Valclaw, welcome to the stream. They say, nice. I watched the previous stream on replay. Got to go to sleep. Good luck with the day's quest. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, dropping a comment. This will probably be a pretty short video overall, I expect, if things go well. So either way, thanks for stopping by. Okay, looks like we're clear here. Oh, Red Death Daka got me. That was a bit foolish, wasn't it? What's my play here? Melee? I hit for 6, it does 1 bleed damage. I don't penetrate, I hit for 2. Whoa, Starformed Ehalcodon just landed. Okay, so our big bad guy is somewhere on the screen. You know, I might just phase out here, actually. And skip this, because I don't want to waste a bunch of turns now. So if I just go phase, step out. Okay, we got a Phylactery Squire here. Where did this guy spawn? He spawned to the west. I expect that means the far west quadrant, so not this one, presumably. We're still going to take care because we really don't want to just stumble upon him. if we can help it. Okay, there's a legendary all the way over here. Crysteel, Shardmail, and Longsword. A new father, so probably not terribly dangerous. Seeing a lot of Eigen rifles over that way, though. I see a die sludge as well. Somebody's shooting rockets at us. Oh, it's a Leering Stalker. Okay. And Sod Armas? Ooh, scary stuff here. Let's see. Should be fine. Dawning Ape? Are all these things enemies of me? Yes. What's this one made of? Oh, Heptasludge. Lush, oozing, fragrant, luminous, gooey, bloody, gooey, etc., etc. I don't see anything in there that seems particularly scary. Still, sludges with that many things in them are dangerous. Okay, so we got knocked back, didn't take any damage to speak of. What's the play here? The legendary is in a red Death Daka. I'd like to take that Leering Stalker out first, if I can. Dawning Ape's an enemy, did I say? I think it is. Usually they're not. Okay, Sod Armas is coming for me, so I'm going to back up. Get position on him. He is fine. Aggressive stance, jeweled sandals, Vibrocash, all that's fine. Just going to light him up. All good. Now, I wish everybody'd come away from that Stalker, Leering Stalker here. We've also got a Luminary. Another new father. That's fine. Looks like the sledges are coming for me, maybe. There's one down. Go ahead and take out the Dawning Ape. Getting shot by a Eigen rifle from the top. Okay, sledge is down. Let's go take out the Eigen rifle. It appears to not be doing anything to me. Leering Stalker keeps punching me around with its rockets. How are we going to get in there? There, I got that guy. Okay, I'm pulling them a little bit. They're coming my way. I'm just going to keep whittling them down when they pop their heads out, I guess. That guy's down. They're throwing rocks at me. Get the Luminary on fire. That'll pin him down for a few. Let's sprint. Sprint over here towards Leering Stalker if I can. If I can get him on fire, there we go. He should be locked down now. That's the trick with this build, is the second you get them on fire, they should be crowd controlled until they die, basically. There he goes, down. Luminary died. Going for the unique now. Which should be extremely easy by comparison. There we go. That's 3 out of 4. I don't know where my ally went. I had that Warden. He seems to be gone. Now, the final Girsh could spawn in the next zone over, I believe. So we got to keep an eye out. Got to be careful. Ooh, something just copied itself. Oh, this is probably just an ape, isn't it? Yeah, should be fine. I think the Red Death Dakas are the scariest thing on this map. And we can push trees out of the way as well, as long as they're not stuck on anything. Okay. Now, if Starforged is here, let's just take a second. We're waiting to see lights. If we see glowing lights, that means it's here. Doesn't appear to be. Just got to be very careful. Ugh, all these apes. They're just an annoyance more than anything. Okay, so now we're going to technically be in the west, which is where it landed, the Girsh. So just take a second here, wait for lights. I don't see any lights. I don't see any baddies of any kind. Okay. Still nothing? Boy, it's going to be an Ezra, isn't it, at this rate? Which is suboptimal for sure, if that's the case. Given the given the way I'm planning to kill it with nukes, very likely to kill my friends as well. So, boy, if it's on this screen along with our last unique Templar, that would kind of suck. It's kind of looking like that might be the case. Yeah, I'm seeing the lights, so it is on this screen. What's the play? Oh no, the DACA got me. How did I let that happen? This isn't what we wanted. All right, we're gonna just phase again. Then we're gonna try to play better. Hey, there's my ally. Phase. Walk off the screen. Pass a few turns. Resummon bracelet. We'll get a better engage on this. Get this guy dead ASAP. Okay, got him. I'm just a bit nervous because I don't want to fight the unique and the Girsh at the same time. I see the unique. Here he is. Let's have a look. Fungicide grenade, long swords, high fidelity matter recompositor so he can teleport. What's this? Fungicide? Yeah, okay. So we're good. If we can get him on fire, just like the other ones. Yep, there we go. Should be okay. There we go. Reclamation complete. Most of these guys are dead. So I don't think I need to worry about any of them anymore. Now, game plan. Time to get serious. He's somewhere down here. Looks like about right in here, probably. So, basically, I'm going to get a little bit closer. I'm going to hit the Sphinx Salt Injector. And then, first things first, I'm going to switch armor. Because we're not using the flamethrower anymore. And then, I guess we just get closer, huh? Great. Stepped right into it. Oh no, he got 2 shots off on me. And nearly killed me. Oh god. Come on, game. Don't kill me now. I've got Juke. Move 1 space at no action costs. So we will do this. Moving down. Then we're going to go Sphinx Salt, which I should have done earlier. Okay, he's done doing that. So now what we're going to do is EMP. Yeah, I was a little late for stasis grenade on that one, I think. We should be okay now. Okay, there's a whole bunch of them. So now I need to get my handy nuke on, basically. Handy nuke's good to go. Now the question is, do I temporal fugue? Because, oh, you know what? Are these guys going to kill me? Aristocrat, do you know, does reflect projectiles? Oh, it's just reflect projectiles, isn't it? Undamaged. The question is, when I throw the handy nuke, will that damage me? This reflection effect? I think that it won't, right? I've been playing like it will, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think that doesn't, because it says reflect projectiles. It's not reflect damage. So I think we're okay in that sense. I'm kind of thinking temporal fugue here is what I'm thinking. Because then they'll start throwing the handy nukes, and I can heal up in the meantime. I'm going to do it. Oh dear, but they're phased. Or they can phase? Okay. So now, let's see. I want to throw these handy nukes. I've got 2 of them, like in here somewhere. Let's do it. Hopefully I don't die next turn with this low health, but I think I should be fine. I don't see any other enemies. Okay, so I threw 2 of them. What happened? Some of them are taking small amounts of damage, but I did not do nearly enough damage. Not like I was expecting to. The main one is in here somewhere. These aren't even the targets. Needless to say, this is not going how I hoped it would. Let's see. I'm going to heal up, and I'm going to hope that my allies throw their grenades. Okay, I got meleeed. Which is fine, that's whatever. Okay, here's the main one. So if I can just get close to it and then drop my nukes right on its head, I think that would be really useful. Yeah, there's a couple nukes that went off for my allies. Aristocrat says there's no main one with quantum fugue. You need to kill every single one or the boss will survive. Thanks for the clarification. That's unfortunate. Okay. Can they do quantum fugue again? Or is it just the one? I guess the question really is, what is their cooldown on that? All these guys are unharmed. I'm just not sure why none of them are taking any damage. So in that case, I guess if I don't need to go for the main one, I could just throw here in the center and hit a bunch of these ones. I'm going to get meleeed twice next turn. I should be okay. Boy, the handy nukes just aren't doing anything to them. Why is that? Because they're not omniphased right now, are they? They're not. Why are they not omniphased? I swore that they were. Oh yeah, it says it right there, omniphase. Okay, so why are the grenades not doing anything? I damaged one of them. I think we're gonna have to retry this. I've got Sphinx Salt on. I think when it runs out, we're gonna reset this. And we're gonna try a completely different approach because this isn't going well. Oh, I had phase adaptive projectiles on the whole time. That's a bit foolish. Still have phase online. Phase isn't gonna do anything, is it? Let me jump away. Boy, they're on me like crazy. On me like glue. My allies aren't doing anything. So, I'm just not set up to do my flamethrower thing either. Yeah, I'm going to let myself die here. Return to the start of the vision. Which unfortunately was mid-fight. I didn't do it early enough. What implants do I have, you're asking? I've got the biodynamic power plant, phase adaptive scope. What's relevant here? Not much. Double throwing slots. I wonder if the best idea here is to get him on fire and crowd controlled before he gets the chance to copy himself. Is that the best play? Is that even possible? Hmm. I guess we need to Sphinx Salt again first. And then I don't even have my gas tumbler on me. Shoot. We might have to teleport out of here and reset, is currently what I'm thinking. Don't have a gravity grenade on me either. Yeah, I came in here with kind of just one plan, and that plan is not going well. And so now I'm in a bit of a pickle here. We're on Sphinx Salt, so if this doesn't work, I do have enough turns here to port out, switch up my gear, and try something different. But I think the play is to try to get him on fire. And if I can get him on fire, then he can't copy himself. And then we'll go from there. Of course, it's a little awkward because I think probably the next turn he's going to do that. And so we need to get him on fire right now. I think that's unlikely. I think it's unlikely to get him on fire this turn. Let's try. Yeah, didn't happen. Okay. Deactivate force bracelet, reactivate force bracelet. I mean, I guess we'll make the most of this attempt with this Sphinx Salt injector, and then I can pull out on the next one if I need to. So I guess we'll Temporal Fugue. Throw in an EMP. Okay, what is this? Time dilation? Yes, negative 89 quickness. That's a good call from my copied friends there. Am I phased? Did I get phased somehow? Yeah, somebody threw a phase grenade, didn't they? No, I'm time dilated as well. Interesting. Reflection maybe explains that. Okay, I'm going to throw this back on. And I guess we're going to try to fight this. The problem being something that I knew to predict, and that is that plasma is not going to work on them without the gas tumbler and a gravity grenade, I think. Wait a minute, these are EMP shielded, aren't they? Oh, I didn't shield them even. Wow, I messed up in numerous ways. Okay, tell you what. We're going to back away from this fight. I'm going to teleport out and get a reset. So yes, you can leave the fight from here. Okay. Ooh, boy. Rough one. That's worse than I expected, unfortunately. Sphinx Salt about to run out. Do not return. So we need another Sphinx Salt injector at least. And I need to find all of my fire gear, I guess. I'm just not sure why the grenades weren't doing anything to him. Like they should have, I thought. Is there a reason? Maybe Aristocrat, you know, is there a reason why the handy nukes weren't doing damage to him? Hey, Brits, welcome to the stream. Brits says, I have a DCSS question today, if you don't mind. Yeah, go ahead. I wanted to do an extended run. I've only ever done it with a Null Hedge Wizard of Che. What would be your pick for a 15 Ruiner? Well, my last 15 Ruin was on the first Naga that I ever played. I think it was a Naga, definitely a Naga of Gozag. Was it an Alchemist or something, maybe? Or a Summoner, I'm not sure. Any Knoll is fine. Knoll of Ashanzari. Any Knoll of Ashanzari is good. A lot of people like to use things like the Demon Spawn to go late in the game. But yeah, there's nothing that can't do 15 ruins, you know? I think you're fine picking whatever you're comfortable with. It's more about making sure you have the right resistances, you have a way to deal with torment, and you have the right spells or answers, right? Like selecting TSO is a good choice. So it's more about just being prepared with whatever you're running and then using whatever character you can to get you to the late game is the main idea. Okay. So gas tumbler here. EMP grenade plus gravity grenade is going to be the approach. Aristocrat says, my only guess is that maybe the clones were directly throwing the grenades, leading to them being reflected. Yeah, maybe. Grenades also generally have a weird interaction with phase go. Oh, that's a good point. Britsprit said, I like the Malmute immunity and torment from Death Form. Yeah, if you can go Death Form or if you can go any of the undead races, Revenant's really good for that. It's my favorite undead race. Zin is also really good to prevent malmutations and things like that. Why can't I craft grenades? Where are the rest of my grenades? I have the grenade schema soft, but they're not showing up. That's weird. Maybe I'll take it out. Can I take it out? Or does it break? Yeah, it breaks when you take it out. That's a bit odd. I think I got everything out of there that I need. Maybe if I leave the game and come back? Let's do that. I'm going to log out real quick. Log back in. Aristocrat says, if you directly throw a grenade at a target with phase adaptive scope on, most of the time it only affects that target. That is kind of what seemed like it was happening, right? That was a weird sentence, but yeah, what's the deal here? I can't tinker all of my other grenades. I definitely know more grenades than this. Never mind that I have the schema soft for it. What in the world? Like I've used that schema soft and I've crafted other grenades. Huh. So Aristocrat says, I'm guessing that the clones threw grenades at Ehalcodon and it reflected, and due to the interaction, it didn't damage any targets. Could be. Yeah, and the clones have the ability to turn that on, right? So I wonder if I take that out, because I certainly don't need it. Did that fix my grenades, potentially? No. What's the deal with the grenades not showing up? Any idea on that? I mean, I've definitely learned more than that, but I also have this schema soft, and it's not letting me craft any. That doesn't make any sense. I am thinking that I probably need the gravity grenade to keep my plasma in place. Yeah, Schemasoft thing is an unfortunate bug. I'd probably just wish for Schemasoft 3 until you get the grenade one and reinstall it. Wow, that sucks. Of course. Let's buy some 4 bits as well. 198 for 4 bits. Quite expensive. Yeah, that sucks if that's what I'm going to have to do. Because you can't even wish in the specific one, can you? You've got to wish in, like you say, the mid-tier Schemasoft. Is it Schemasoft 3? Is that the exact code? Or there's a bunch of them too, isn't there? Do. I wonder if these gas tumblers stack. But they do. Because if they stack, I can copy it and wear one on my back instead of this cloak. You can overload it. It doesn't say if it stacks. I'm just thinking, how do you overcome the ability of the Girsh to blow gases away? Schemasoft 3 is the code. Thanks for that. I will do that. Pretty lame bug. I'll do it. We're going to pass some turns here anyway to restock the vendors to get more Sphinx salt injectors. We probably want more oil too, don't we? I don't know. That's quite a lot. Plus we have the clones. We need to mod these to be EMP shielded, don't we? Takes an 8-bit. That's okay. We have 8 bits. Where's my other 8-bit antimatter cell? Here we go. Oh. Oh yeah, okay. There we go. Mod them both. What's this modded with? It's EMP shielded, magnetized. So I could overload it to give it more effect, but I don't want to have to fix it mid-fight either. Okay, let's port back over to Yurd. Aristocrats asking what implants I have available. I'll go check in just a minute. I've got them stored in Gritgate. No, I don't have that many. I haven't saved them. But what kind of solution would you be looking for? Because what I'm thinking right now is if we can keep the gas concentrated, if we can keep him covered in plasma, then the flamethrower is going to be fine. It'll take a lot of shots, but it'll work. The alternative is that if it's a bug with the grenades or with the phase adaptive scope, I've taken that out now. And so it should just work, right? Do I just craft a bunch more grenades and try it again without the phase adaptive scope? As a matter of fact, if I Sphinx Salt earlier, before it sees me and before he starts shooting, I can throw the grenades before he copies himself and probably kill him. I think that's probably the play. So we currently have 4 phase conjugated handy nukes. If the first action he takes is to shoot that laser, then I should get all 4 of them thrown probably before he copies himself. And surely that should be enough, right? Surely. Especially if I don't have to worry about EMPs. Like if I don't have to throw these EMPs at all and I can just throw handy nukes, that saves me a turn. Yeah, be careful is right. Well, I'm going to have Sphinx Salt Injector online, right? So that's the main thing. I've got to find that. Should be as easy as re-rolling this vendor a couple times. So we'll do that real quick. And then I guess we don't need the flamethrower online, so we probably just go in there with Zetachrome. Because the problem with flamethrower is it's going to take forever. And if he copies himself, it's going to take, obviously, even longer. And so it just seems like a bad deal. And I'm thinking I take all of this stuff off. Does that make my clones less likely, or more likely, rather, to throw the grenades rather than like shooting or rearming themselves or anything like that? I wonder. What I guess that's the question is what is the most likely thing, or what is the situation that makes my clones the most likely to throw these grenades? That's what I want to do. Because they weren't doing it right away last time, that's for sure. And then, like you said, that was probably a bug with the phase adaptive scope, so we won't have that happening this time. So it should just work, maybe? And if it doesn't, the plan is to have the Sphinx Salt Injector somewhere out of range, so I can just go back to that point, put on my flamethrower gear, and we'll try that approach. So we're just waiting turns here to restock these inventories, buy that Sphinx Salt Injector. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Just empty my inventory. That seems pretty good, right? Like if the grenades work how they're supposed to, how you expect them to, having like 6 dudes throw 4 handy nukes seems pretty good. Obviously. It's just a question of if it works the way you want it to. Okay, there's one Sphinx Salt Injector. What do you need? 54? Oh yeah, I got enough water for that. None there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and break down the batteries for these 8 bits. We've got 2 polygels left. Got an Eater's Nectar Injector. I already copied this twice, or 3 times even, so we'll use the last one. That's fine. We'll go into Toughness for more HP. And then we'll go Tinkering. We can only make 1 more of these. one more phase conjugated version. Okay, we'll just save that. I think 4 ought to be enough, surely. Surely. So do we copy the Sphinx Salt ones? Sphinx Salt injectors, maybe? Otherwise, we wait here longer, I guess, and restock the vendors. But yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll empty my inventory in the next tile over or just somewhere on the ground. And copy my dudes and then run in, basically. Isn't quite what I had in mind for this fight, but seems like the most straightforward, I guess. It's nice to know that we can tank one laser shot, if nothing else, right? I guess there's a possibility that could have been like a low roll or something, but you know, so far it doesn't seem like it's any stronger than the other lasers. Another thing that goes against the flamethrower approach is that I do know it has a higher vaporization point by like 50% over the other Girsh. So if we were to go that route, it'd be even harder than the other Girsh, never mind the extra resistances. So I think it probably would work, but it seems really, really tedious. All right, we'll go one more time here. And then I'll just copy it. Here's the question. Is it going to be in the same tile? I think it is, right? I don't think it goes to some other tile. And I also think that since we completed the quest for the first 4 unique enemies, that we don't have to do that again. So I should be able to run straight to that tile and it'll be sitting there waiting on me. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. There we go, just in time. Come on, Sphinx Salt. Yep, there's one, nice. Another 54 drams. Here, take some love injectors, a blaze injector, that'll work. Maybe this guy has one too. No dice. Okay, let's go try again. Aristocrat says, unfortunately, I don't know. I never had to do Reclamation twice. Hopefully it works that way. I've had to do it twice once before, and I believe that's how it worked, so. Let's travel up there and see. If you've never had to do it twice, did you beat Starforged Ehalcodon? Or did it kill you? You said you fought it before. What recipes do we have here that might be useful? Probably nothing, right? Teleport other. Chance to reflect damage. That's kind of interesting. Phasing effects last twice as long. Nah. Heal when you drop low? Yeah, maybe. Or just whenever you take damage, there's a chance to heal. That seems pretty good too. Let's do that. Okay. Well, we're going to find out very quickly if I'm right. Oh, I should put on another Yeah, another circle of light here too. Okay. Quick detour over to Gritgate. We have shoe growth, which gives AV and DV. Bethesda gives hit points. That's probably the one. Yeah. Repair this mystical item with just a C-bit. Okay. I do have step sowers too. Aristocrat says I've beaten it, mostly very slowly meleeing it down using stasis grenades against the beam blob. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, he didn't seem to do very much melee damage, I have to say. And so in that sense, it's fine. But it's not like you can crowd control the rest of them the whole time, right? So you've got, you know, what, 8 of them beating on you while you're fighting one at a time, more or less? That sounds rough. Why didn't the golem join me? Where's the golem? Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's go in. Oh, it's right there. Oh gosh, okay. And here's golem. That's awkward. Why is it standing down here? Okay, Sphinx Salt. I did not get a chance to throw everything on the ground. But that's okay, because if this Sphinx Salt runs out, what we'll do is we'll run back down here, reset the thing, drop everything on the ground, come back in, Sphinx Salt, and then do it. Myrmidon's Cord will reduce the damage of the beam by 20%. Okay, I've got that on. And I've got the Bethesda one on for 15% extra hit points. So I'm at 368. Okay, so now I'm going to sprint. And then throw before he copies, I guess. And don't throw on top of him. How about that? How about that? I hit him 40,000 damage. I was like, oh boy, this is good. We're going to be in for a big fight. Nope, just nuke him. Good work, team. Making it look easy over here. I fretted and took all that time, and there you go. Ridiculous. Grants you Quantum Fugue at level 10. Nice. I did it. Much easier than the first time. Just get the jump on him. That's the long and short of it there, huh? Get the jump on him before he can copy himself, start doing lasers. Just have him distracted by bears and come around the corner and nuke him. That's a little ridiculous, I have to admit. Can you imagine doing that with Flamethrower instead? How much longer that would have taken? What do you think about that, Aristocrat? Oh, man. Ridiculous. Okay, well. Just make sure I've got everything I need, because we're going to go up to Spindle now. We've got one more thing ahead of us, which can be risky. So, yeah, there's that big fight, so to speak. Quest achieved. Let's just check. Prepare to ascend. Absolutely ridiculous. Would have been a nightmare, yes. We'll get in here. Do we have to talk to dude or not? I don't think so. I have to say, I did not expect it to be that anticlimactic. I I fully expected it to clone, and then I'd clone myself, and it'd be a big drawn out battle. But not today. We got the jump on him. Ridiculous. That's the only word that comes to my mind to describe what just happened. Aristocrat says, normally I'd stay hidden in stasis and then run away to the other tiles. Generally pack lots of movement options like Crystalline Halo, Enhanced uh, Pneumatic Pistons with minimum cooldown, high fidelity, yeah, to teleport. As long as you stay in the spindle grounds, fight won't reset. Yeah, so you just keep running and repositioning basically and whittling them down. I mean, I'm guessing based on that the cooldown on Fugue is either super long or it doesn't cool down. Because if you took the fight out that long, then you'd think they would respawn. Let's see. I don't actually want to talk to him through all this. We've done this on stream, listened to all the storyline and everything, so we're not doing that today. There we go. I was like, do I need to do anything else to progress it? Okay, so we do have one more thing here. Aristocrat does say it cools down, but he can't give hard numbers. Okay. It must be a really long time then. Because I mean, just to be fair, and maybe I'm wrong, I can't imagine a melee dude chewing through, however many ever many that is, like 10 of those things before they respawn again, before he temporal fugues again, right? Maybe I'm just wrong. So there is one achievement or method of ending this game, which I have not taken yet. And we are all set up to do it this time. So we're going to do it, which means, long and short, we have one more fight ahead of us. We are going to kill the being which put the gyre in place. So you'll notice my name, the name of my character is the Ender of the Gyre. And we have done that. We have killed all the Girsh. But we are going to put a stop to the being who started the gyre in the first place. And I'll show you the quick and dirty way of doing that. I've not done it myself, so I think this will work. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we're going to use handy nukes and we're going to blow this thing to bits. So here we are at the top of the spindle. Still cannot move. There we go. Go on, run away, sir. Run away. I'm going to tell this to stay here. We won't be needing it where we're going. Ha! I beat you to it, you jerk. Oh, Aristocrat says it switches to the healthiest one. If you lower the health, it's the health during the cooldown period, then the rest of the clones share that value. Okay. It's still unfortunately a grind. Yeah, I bet. I bet it is. But that does help a lot. I forgot that was the case. All right, we'll just go up here. We're going to check our cherubs. So, a little bit of spoiler here for storyline. This is the non-deterministic core. It is what generates the AI Reshef, who we'll go talk to in just a moment. This is essentially its core processing unit, guarded by these hexa cherubs. So, what is their deal? Let's just check before we get overconfident here. Ooh, they got the gemstone attack. That's scary. Okay. Strength, HP, temporal fugue 10. That's ridiculous. Reflects damage back to the attackers. This is unfortunate. Ooh, that's unfortunate. That reflect damage. Does that prevent me from doing what I want to do? I don't know. We're going to try it anyway. So, long story short, the guy who began the gyre is Bartham paired with, oh, that's the computer, paired with, oh, what's her name? Rebecca. And then Reshef. Hello, I am the Ender of the Gyre. I feel like that's worth saying. I am one wise. We don't need to talk to this guy. Because what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to try to end his blight upon the world. Now to do that, I'm going to use nukes on his main processing unit. Long story short, let's go ahead and cook from a recipe. We're going to extend the ability of or extend the duration of our phase effects. Aristocrat saying, do you know about the gun in the green ship? If you shoot the cerebrum with it, they'll be replaced with weaker creatures. I do not. Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to throw a nuke on this thing and destroy it. My worry is, of course, that they're going to reflect 25% of that damage back to me, which may kill me. Where is the green ship that does this? Tell me and I'll show it on stream because I'm not familiar with that. Otherwise, what we're doing here is we're going to phase out and then throw our phase conjugate nukes behind it here. And then I guess they won't take all that much damage and hopefully I survive that. Is kind of what I'm thinking. But if you've got an idea before I do that, let me know. I am going to use one polygel on our one Sphinx salt injector, just in case something goes funky. But yeah, long story short, we're going to blow that up and then run away while these guys chase us. And if we can get back to the golem and down the spindle, we win. So maybe since I have 2 Sphinx salts, maybe I'll just try it that way. Oh, so that's the ship that Bartham's going to. There's guns on it. I did not know that. So what, you shoot back towards this direction and kill them and then they respawn? Is that what you're telling me? That seems crazy. But okay, I'm going to try it the way that I had planned and we'll see what happens. It may just one-shot me, right? I don't know. It's certainly interesting, an interesting approach or an interesting conundrum that these guys would have reflect damage. So we'll phase, and then we're going to throw. You know what? I don't need to throw 2. Just throw 1. That's less damage. We'll throw it right here. Ish. Right there? Right here. The arc was broken. North Shiva, super straight evanesces, and the latches that prevent descent unlock. You sent your imminent demise. Would you like to return to the start of your vision? Yes. Womp womp. Yeah, so the reflected damage hit me. Okay, so we'll do what Aristocrat is suggesting. Because my original plan isn't going to work with those creatures. So you're saying there's a second ship overgrown with plant life. Inside that ship, you'll find the gun. You need to EMP the cherubs to get rid of the shield, and then you shoot them with the gun. And it changes their being to something else, huh? All right. Just like re-rolls them or something is what you're telling me? That's kind of cool. I don't know about this, so we'll see what it's like. Let me, well, I'm thinking about it. I'm going to copy my Sphinx salt one more time with the last polygel. We probably won't need another one, but we're going to use it. And so just in case I decide to, we'll use it. We'll copy it. Here? No. Oh, I see. Okay. So here's plant life. This was the first ending that I took. And so it's been a long time. So I don't remember how any of this works, to be perfectly honest. What? Okay, so did he already leave there, I guess? So it's this one. It must be this one, right? Uh, Unclear. What am I doing wrong here? So his ship just left. From there. Do I have to be in the golem? Yeah, I can't go up or down. Do you need the golem for that? Maybe? Just gonna go get my golem. It's acting like I'm going out into space or something. So that's why I'm thinking golem. You say you didn't need the golem when you used it. Yeah, I didn't think I did either, right? Because Bartham gets out of the golem and runs the ship himself. And so the first time I did that, I chased him. Yeah, I'm too large to even enter the mover. So it isn't that. Did you do that before 1.0? Maybe? Did they change that with 1.0? I'll try it again. See if I missed something somehow. Up, down. There's no stairways leading down. You go up. It says you cannot travel in this environment, which tells me there's no ship there, right? And it looks the same as this one where Bartham already left. So I'm guessing they changed that. You're saying you did that fairly recently. I mean, it's unlikely to be down there, right? Through the rubble. Oh, you know where there is a weapon. I do know where there's a weapon. Here, we can chip away at this rubble here. There might be another exit. Nah. Again, it says you can't travel in that environment. It doesn't appear to be anywhere I can go over here. There are weapons, though, that I've never tried to use. We'll take a look at them. And I always wondered what those weapons were for. Maybe it's what you're talking about. This. And this. The quantum reverb rifle. Is it either of these things you're talking about? Multiple grips that change its weapon type. That doesn't look like what you're talking about. It's ceremonial. Light rail with quantum reverb. Quantum reverb. It creates a hologram of its wielder who continues to fire along the same path. That's cool. But neither of these things look at like what you're talking about, I don't think. Hmm. Where'd that weapon go? Here. How does this work? Multiple grips that change its weapon type. Let's see what that does. Um, does it show up as phase? That's weird. Why do I have all these phases? Oh, there's change grip. Okay. No, it's just different types of weapons. So that doesn't appear to be it. The next thing I'm wondering is if there's a way to reduce the damage that I'm taking from the nuke. I could throw it further away, for example. I'm pretty sure it has to be done with nukes. Um, hmm. Oh, bone meal. Can't you cook with bone meal to get something that would reduce damage, maybe? Let's see, bone meal and soul curd, maybe? For healing effects? Or jerky to increase HP. Let's do that. AV and HP. Well, I'm up to 400 health now. So I'm thinking if maybe like I throw it here-ish, this guy won't reflect any damage and this one will reflect very little, maybe less than 420. So I might try that. We've got 2 Sphinx salts, so I've basically got 2 more attempts. I'm going to try it one more time. I've got a phase too, don't I? Do I need to? Yeah, I do. Oh, here's an idea. Yes, okay, I think I've got it. So we're going to apply this. And then we're going to throw... Basically, I want these guys in the same phase as me, right? And then they won't reflect damage. So if I go phase shift grenade, actually, I'll just stand in it, right? Throw it right here, phase shift. I only got one of them. Oh, this is phase shifted. Of course. Hmm. I've only got one of those. Okay. Yeah, I just messed that up. Shoot. Because I'm phased now too. Can I choose to phase back in? Doesn't appear to be the case. I'm doubly phased. Huh. Well, that would be a good idea. I've got one more Sphinx Salt to make that work. Alternatively, we're all still phased. Oh no, I can't throw it. I gotta wait. Okay, so this is no longer phased, but no, I'm not phased either. Oh, that's interesting. Two parts of this are phased and two parts of it are not. Now what's going to happen? So these are not phased. So if I throw my grenade right now, it'll hit part of it and not these guys and not me, right? I'm not phased, double checking. Sphinx Salt's still on. These guys aren't phased, but part of this is. Well, let's try it. The arc was broken. It worked. Well, I fumbled my way through that, but I got it to work. Now, the trouble is that these guys are angry. And so we've got to get out of here before they mess up my day. They've got Temporal Fugue. And some other stuff. We still have phase. So I'm going to phase. Are we currently sprinting? No. Yay is right, aristocrat. So now we just got to get away. Force bracelet, run. Ooh, he hit me. Not entirely sure how. What other grenades do I have? I've got stasis, sleep, EMPs, time dilation. Let's just double check exactly how this works. Well, it'll affect anything it hits, right? So if I can hit them and not me, that'd be good. I think I hit me. It reflected. I missed through it and it reflected. Do not return to the start, but we're going to do another Sphinx Salt Injector, my last one. Okay, and now we'll just keep moving. Apparently they got stuck. I'm not sure why or how, but here we go. We did it. We got in, we got out, we killed Reshef. Do not return to the start of the vision. Cool, success. A lot more clunky than I was expecting it to be, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. At least we got it done. Now all we have to do is return back to Cud, and by our own great efforts, restore balance to the world, or something like that. Run away! Surely after setting off a nuke in this place, it's crashing back to Cud, right? Or something, dissolving into the atmosphere, what have you. That's my headcanon. So we're running. Quickly. Return to Cud. There we go. Well, overall, that was a really long way to go to beat the game. Way longer than I usually go. You annulled the plagues of the Gyre. Then you destroyed Reshef and returned to Cud to help garden the burgeoning world. You bet I did. That's exactly what we did here today. And surely the legends of the Ender of the Gyre will not say, oh, he fumbled with some nukes at the end there, couldn't figure out what was going on, but eventually got it done. It's all about the results, not the path to get there, right? Well, I'm glad everybody stuck with me there. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to Lone Aristocrat in particular for being there beside me the whole way, trying to figure everything out, figure out the different options. We got there. The part that I wouldn't recommend to anybody is all the secret finding that I had to go through, right? To find Quas and Quan and Shugrith the Burrower. God, that's tedious. We ended up doing 5 Mumblemouth instances on our body and just diving through instances in the ground. I traveled around the desert for quite a long time. I looked for every which way that I could to get secrets. I did that after all the other methods of getting secrets, between wayfaring and reputation and running all over the flower zone, flower fields to find uniques and layers, and it just takes a real long time. So I hope that they update that a little bit. Maybe they can find a better way of you getting the secrets that you need to find the Girsh, I guess, is what I'd hope. Aristocrat says, yeah, no worries. I always enjoy helping fellow Truekin players. Yeah, thanks, mate. We're few and far between, aren't we, the Truekin players, so it's always appreciated. Here we go, 1,000 years later. Let's see, did we return and garden the world? Well, as a matter of fact, we're a different type of creature than usually. Usually you come back as a slime. Today we come back as a humanoid, and in fact we kind of look like a water baron or something. My name is now Karuan. Karuan? I guess. I have a humanoid body with normal starting items. Interesting. So no longer are we a slime or whatever. And as a matter of fact, here's another humanoid. A brine warden. Brine warden sounds like a slime thing or a mollusk, but I mean, they look humanoid. So apparently ending the Gyre and ending Reshef allows humanoids to come back to the world. Very cool. Aristocrat says, we, being the Truekin players, will get more numerous as I continue to fill out the cybernetics pages, hopefully anyway. God, this is a lot of work. Worth it, though. It is appreciated, that's for sure. All right, let's read a bit about our history. So this is about me, the Ender of the Gyre. It says, in the month of Nivun Ut of 1002, what is the year? I don't know what the year is, but it is currently Nivun Ut, the month of. Ender of the Gyre was challenged by a claimant to a duel over the rights of the villagers of Ash. That was my starting village. Ender of Gyre won and murdered the pretender by writing him out of the annals of history. Jeez, that's violent. In 1002, Ender of the Gyre won a decisive victory against the combined force of the Girsh from the jungle at the bloody battle of the lair of Umukururu, or whatever, legendary albino ape. So you'll notice with these histories, they're not exactly accurate, which I think is a statement about the time that has passed and the lost information about ages-old history. So the battle against the Girsh happened, right? And I went to this location, but oh, I might have just dropped you. It says OBS just disconnected. I apologize if that was strange for you there. Should be good now. Anyway, while roaming the westwise jungle, Ender of the Gyre came upon a clan of Urshib performing a secret ritual. Because the Ender of the Gyre's coating of foul slime, they accepted Ender of the Gyre into their fold and taught them their secrets. In 1004, a triad of plagues afflicted the land. Tongues rotted away in the mouths of kith and kin. Their legs annealed to iron, and darkness bloomed from the earth. So that's the illness that comes from the black sludge, black slime. Ender of the Gyre and their warden Physicsers walked beneath the chrome arches and healed the sick. Look at that. I'm out there healing the sick. Hey, Mitch, welcome to the stream. Just did a little skip, he says. Thanks. That's not too bad. I don't know why that happened. Weird. This one says, waist deep in the lake of in a lake of data disks. Yeah, that sounds about like my game. Found all the different schematics. Ender of the Gyre cemented their friendship with the Merchants Guild by marrying Ewan, legendary Herberdasher. Okay. At midnight, under an uncanny and moss-green sky, the people of Ash saw an image on the horizon that looked like a quill bathed in moss-green. It was the Ender of Gyre, and after they came and left, the people of Ash built a monument to the Ender of the Gyre, and thenceforth called them Quill in Moss-Green. Fascinating. The vulgarity of the winged mammals was revealed to the people of Miven through those who profane artistry. That's like that's almost like aphorisms of the bird. Is that what it's called? Aphorisms of Birds, that book? Sounds like a line from that, except it's about winged mammals. At a remote academy near some forgotten ruins, Ender of the Gyre met with a group of scholars and commised, that's a new word for me, a glowsphere named Lanopia Fofeda. That's a glowsphere that I named in the game, just by chance. I like reading this every time because the way they change things, right? Like these are events that kind of happen this way, or I should say they happen, but not this way at all. So they just rewrite history for you. 1001, the Ender of the Gyre appointed a corrupt administrator as minister of the Ukesh Emerfold. He mandated the practice of seasoning food in their name. That seems fine, right? As mandates go, you must season your food. Nobody is allowed to eat bland things. While roaming the westwise jungle, Ender of the Gyre came upon a clan of Urshib performing a secret ritual. We already saw this. Because the Ender of the Gyre's disc-like eyes, they accepted Ender of the Gyre into their fold and taught them their secrets. So many data disks, I started inserting them into my skull so that people would know I'm the guy with all the data disks. Never question it. While reciting their favorite treatise, the Ender of the Gyre cemented their friendship with the Bartholomewites by marrying Q-Girl. Interesting. I think that's my second wife. Wasn't there another secret about me marrying somebody? I think so. Waist deep in the lake of ink, Ender of the Gyre cemented their friendship with the villagers of Kayukia by marrying Mayor Nentu. So now I have 3 partners, one of which is probably a male, Nentu, I think. So just really mixing it up here. Bears, apes, maybe a humanoid creature. Mitch said, thou shalt season thine food, indeed. Or curses upon your families. So there you go. I think there's somebody to talk to. Like there's a whole village here, which is really cool. This is very different than what you usually find, right? There's a warden here, which randomly is just a... what is this? It's one of the sea creatures. Urchin, probably. We've got a painted oven. Let's see what the food of the people is. Gaster plasma shawarma. Whenever you deal fire damage, there's a chance to do electrical damage. So it is a fire damage based meal, which is very much up my alley. There's a fool of the Gyre. That seems very apropos. Once in the fullness of time there met the fool of the gyre and a wanderer. The fool offered stories of journeyers past, and the wanderer sat to hear. Sure, let's listen. Ere the freeholds, ere ascension, when the spire rose lonely strong, kings and sultans ruled the whole land, devouring one another as they saw fit. None hailed Ender of the Gyre, and Ender of the Gyre hailed none. But with word and blade, deed and disregard, they stood against old rule. To push back the Gyre, to spill the Nephil ichor, they took to the spire and quieted the remnants. Upon their return, what power Ender of the Gyre rested, they called on allies to distribute and dissolve the freeholders, new hollowers, the Quetzal councils, and other such fools. Countless years of struggle, centuries of change, we can remember what we can and watch new and old die. Interesting. So I came back to Earth, and then apparently there were struggles between different groups of people who wanted power. Ender of the Gyre is a temple in memory upon which hopes are hung and rage is borne out. Too great to be real, too foundational not to be, too contradictory to have ever existed. So, on that note, I have started reading Canticle to Leibowitz, one of the books that inspired this game. Has anybody else read that book? Because these lines feel very much like part one of Canticle to Leibowitz, which is kind of like there was an ancient guy who did good things and he's a heroic saint. And we're going to raise a church in his name, right? But they don't really know who he is or what he did or what he was about, other than like preserving knowledge. And that's kind of what we've got going on here. Like I basically saved the world, and now people are questioning whether or not I'm even real in the first place, right? But I'm too foundational to not be real, too contradictory to have ever existed. So all the stories contradict one another. I couldn't possibly exist as people are describing, but I must be real. Okay, what's a freeholder? Freeholder, one who argues, a bickerer. Freeholder, a peer among peers, among peers among peers, tessellated thus until one must scream to be heard. So there's a bunch of people arguing about what to do with the world and probably the history of my character. Who am I? Only a fool, tra-la. Only remnant scrap. Only left behind, only madness. Only an echoing gyre. Fantastic. Absolutely great world building there. Love it. Let's talk to the elder. I think you can do a water ritual with this guy. Loved by the villagers of Miven, which is this place, right? Yeah, we're in Miven. And the Fellowship of Wardens, disliked by Vines by refusing them entrance to the local library. How mean. Admired by Vines at the same time for attending the funeral of their leader. Welcome to the village of Miven. We are a tribe who venerate Ender of the Gyre and detest winged mammals, as the Ender of the Gyre probably did. I don't remember. As long as you are respectful, you may drink from our fresh water and quench your thirst. Only the Liberator can know the Ender of the Gyre. Your thirst is mine. He teaches the recipe. He teaches me wounding fire. What is that? That's interesting. Can I find some more rep, maybe? Maybe the Tinker has some rep to give me. Or the Warden. He'll sell you data disks. I can't identify them, but there you go. Need data disks? Weird artifacts? We've got them. Boy, it almost feels like you could just continue the game, doesn't it? I wonder if in one of the updates, one of the DLCs, they're going to let you continue the game from here. That would be great if they did. Dude, this guy's selling the Amaranthian Prism. How about that? The great artifacts have found their way back to my village. Otherwise, he just has basic stuff. But how about that? I didn't know a vendor could possibly have this. Must be a unique spawn after you beat the game. Come on, somebody have some rep. I want to learn that thing. Doesn't look like I can. Nobody has any rep to give me. Alas. Briscat says, wounding fire is a base game rifle skill. Oh, is it? Showing my ignorance here. There are no rifle skills beyond the first, as far as I'm concerned. Why would you buy anything other than steady hands and draw a bead, right? I don't even look at any of this stuff. But there you're right. Wounding fire. Not exciting. Thought it was going to be exciting. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, these do not exist, right? We get the first one, we forget about it. Might as well learn the recipe. Cool, so I assume that if we go out of here, it'll end the game. Yep. There you go. Raider victory achieved. My first one ever after all this time playing this game. I never went for it, and I'll tell you what, I probably won't do it again because it takes too long. At least until they update it. Hopefully in the DLCs that are coming out next year. At least one. Very much looking forward to it. I hope they update some of the secret finding and stuff like that to make it a little more smooth. Aristocrat says you can use suppressing fire to stun lock Slog in order to regularly complete Golgotha at level 12. That's a good tip. I just use the Force Bracelet and whatever ranged weapon I have, plus the wings to fly down there. So I've never had trouble doing that. But yeah, I get that. Stun lock is always good, right? Slog and everything else. So that's a good tip. I've never used those abilities. Cool. There we go. What else can we see? Level 50. Apparently you respawn at level 50. Tons of points. 32 layers. Most advanced artifact is the gigantic mercurial cloak. Yeah, I bet. Never mind all the 8-bit tinkering that I did. Surely that wasn't the best. 13, almost 14 hours. Is that right? Oh, no, that's a time. It doesn't tell you how long you played, does it? Quite a while. That was a long game. Most of it I streamed. I did a little bit of it offline. Only just a little bit of basic boring farming stuff and the secret farming. So if you want to see how I got those secrets, I do have a video about an hour and a half or whatever where we did secret farming, but I did a little bit off stream. Otherwise, I think I streamed all of it, and some of you were here with me for quite a lot of it. I know the Lone Aristocrat was. Mitch has stopped in, at least on several of these videos, so I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride, chatting with me while I was doing it. It's been a long game. Aristocrat says, not exactly a stun. You basically just hold them in place while slowly whittling them down with the shot required to actually apply suppressive fire. It's still pretty decent. I'll have to try that in the future. I'm thinking now that my next game might be a non-storyline based game. Then we might just dive underground and then just never come back. Kind of play it like an Angband style roguelike, right? Just dive underground with a mutant, see what we can find, and maybe have the goal of killing a Chrome Pyramid or other, like a Sod Armus or something like that, right? Some high-level boss, and call it quits at that point. It sounds like it'd be harder to do. I've tried it in the past. I've never really got very far, but I think I could probably do it now. So do more CUD, says Aristocrat. I love Truekin CUD streams. Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad that you enjoyed this. Thanks to everybody else for watching, joining along with me. There will be more CUD. Probably the very next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do Cogmind. So I've got a game started that, well, I haven't actually started, but I've got into the entry zone, and I'm going to play it blind. So if you want to see me play some Cogmind blind, I think that's probably going to be the next stream. I've got to get back into some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. It's been a while, and Trunk is coming to an end relatively soon, I expect. So I want to be ready for the tournament. So that's on my mind. And then we're probably going to do that challenge run in Caves of Cud where we dive right into the caves right away. So hope you'll join me for some or all of that. It's likely all going to be live streamed. And then I'm going to have some other shorter videos come out of CUD from this run and from some other CUD stuff that won't be live. It'll just be informational, and I hope you'll enjoy that as well. So yeah, if you did like this, give me a like. Hit that subscribe button to know when more comes along. And, well, I hope I see you next time. Good luck in your own games, and I'll see you then.